Move on to a related question in a second, but Diane Abbott for Labour, you just wanted to come back in.
I just wanted to come back on what I think is a very important point, which is self-employed people who have no entitlement to a pension.
To sick pay.
To sick pay.
Well, guys, as you can see on the screen, Diane Abbott's back, giving us another interview. And again, it's on BBC Radio 4, where she is absolutely all over the place, talking about the complete wrong subjects, and of course, showing us her Albert Einstein levels of mathematical genius. So, let's not beat around the bush here, and get straight into it.
Mark Ben Susan brings our fourth question. Hello, Mark.
Hello, Chris. Is it time the Labour Party abandoned the momentum experiment and moved back towards the centre of British politics?
Now, you heard the panel laugh there, likely because Diane Abbott's face screwed right up. You know she ain't going to be happy with ending the momentum experiment, which monumentally failed, obviously, given the results at the last election. But let's hear what Salty Diane has to say about it.
Now, where, dear listener, do I start with this from? Diane Abbott, I think.
There was never a momentum experiment, as you describe it. What there were was a lot of people. We ended up with 500,000 members who joined the party to support Jeremy Corbyn. So it wasn't an experiment.
Wrong, Diane. That's a barefaced lie, and you know it is. 500,000 members did not join the Labour Party to support Jeremy Corbyn at all. When he became leader in 2015, the Labour Party had 201,000 members. It now has around 580,000 at best guess. Therefore, he gained about 380,000 members since then, and it would be entirely disingenuous to claim they've all joined the Labour Party because of Jeremy Corbyn. I'm sure most people who joined the Labour Party recently joined because they know he will soon be out the door. Now, I know it's a common rumour that you're not good with maths, Diane, but fuck me, even you can tell the difference between having 200,000 members beforehand and 580,000 afterwards. You know, it just doesn't work out. 200,000 members already, plus another 380,000 members gives you the 580,000 member total the Labour Party has. Because going on your figures, they should have closer to 700 and something thousand members. So as per usual, you're on the BBC talking a complete load of shit. And surprise, surprise, it's to do with math.
It was an organic thing whereby people joined. But we have to face facts. However you want to explain it, we went down to a catastrophic defeat in December, and we have to examine what caused that. Was it every single policy? Was it the fact there were too many policies crammed into the manifesto? Was it the way they were framed?
I will tell you right now what it was. Mainly Jeremy Corbyn. Secondly, Brexit. Third, the Labour Party's position on immigration, which is essentially bring everyone in from anywhere around the world so that they'll vote for the Labour Party in future. Because not only did Labour plan to practically open the borders, they also wanted to give them access to state benefits and housing as soon as they arrived. You know, like I've said many times before, bribing economic migrants to vote for them in the future. They was also hoping that their batshit crazy manifesto, filled with its insane policies, would dupe the British public into voting for them. And as soon as they would have got into power, had that happened, they would have changed the voting rules that would have allowed every immigrant in this country to vote, along with 16 and 17-year-olds, in the hope that they would stay in power forever. Luckily for us, the country is not that stupid and does not want open-door immigration. We've already seen where multiple weak governments on both sides have taken us, with the grooming gang scandals that have been going on, among many other things. The petition for the grooming gang scandal report to be released is currently over 50,000 signatures, so thank you to everyone who has signed it so far. In 2 days, that petition has passed the halfway mark, so hopefully it will be at 100,000 soon. As always, the link will be in the video description and as a pinned comment to this video. But now, back to Diane Abbott.
But what do you think the answer to those questions is?
I think it's a combination of things. I think
All of them?
I think that individual policies like free dental care and so on were perfectly popular, but there were too many of them crammed together. We have to consider, as a party, why we lost so badly in December and how we saved this country from a Tory government.
Diane Abbott, regardless of your policies, I don't care what they are, they could be the greatest policies since sliced bread was invented. It ain't gonna make the slightest bit of difference, so long as people like Jeremy Corbyn, those around him, including yourself, are part of the Labour Party, and it holds the agenda that it currently does. I've already gone over it, I'm not gonna say it again. We all know the Labour Party's agenda, and what it thinks about the people of this country.
Lisa Nandy, one of the Labour leadership contenders, has told the BBC that Jeremy Corbyn's team, and I guess that may mean you as well, Diane, wanted to wage a factional war on their opponents in the Labour Party, quote, until the other side had been crushed. Is she right?
Of course Lisa Nandy's right. Is water wet, you soppy cunt?
No, actually, no, she's not. I was reasonably close to those events. And Jerry himself, went out on a limb to bring people in and to be a sort of a healer. So to say that Jeremy was running some factional thing, that's really not right.
Diane Abbott's trying to promote Labour's kinder, gentler politics. I think the MPs that were forced out of the Labour Party might have a few different things to say about Jeremy Corbyn and the way those around him treated others in the Labour Party. From what I have heard, it was almost an all-out war. Of course, we only get reports in the media about it, but there has been enough of them over the years to suggest that what Lisa Nandy said is true. And considering she's a Labour MP herself who has likely witnessed it, I expect she is right. And we all know Diane Abbott has a massive bias towards Jeremy Corbyn. Remember, there was a time before when he was balls deep in the Abbopotamus.
James Kirkup.
Well, I run a centrist think tank, so I hope you can anticipate what my answer would be. But I mean, I don't want to get too much involved in the politics of one party, the Labour Party, because my organisation is cross-party. I miss the days when politicians tried to steal each other's voters by being nice to those voters. And I think we've seen too much in the last few years of politicians of all sorts taking the view that people who didn't agree with them are bad people. So if people in the Labour Party, people in the Conservative Party, people in all parties can go back to a centrist view, which essentially says, how do I expand my base? How do I build the broadest possible coalition of the electorate and get as many people as possible to agree with me, then I will be very happy.
So James Kirkup, the guy who works for a centrist party or runs it, whichever, it doesn't really matter, claims that both sides are running around calling the other voter stupid or attacking them for not agreeing with them. Now, I don't remember hearing any of the Brexit Party MEPs or candidates, or the Conservatives for that matter, attacking any of the voters. They would attack Labour MPs, Lib Dem MPs, and of course the Scottish National Party, but they never attacked the voters, that I see. I didn't hear them calling them stupid, that is for sure, which is something we heard from the Lib Dems SNP and of course the Labour Party on a constant basis, which is what he is referring to and gets a little chuckle from the audience. You know, you can take your pick which Labour MP you want to call out for shit-talking the British public, there are that many of them. But obviously, he is being very tactful in what he's saying, because he doesn't want to get his cross-party think tank deep in the shit. But we all know he's talking about Labour and the Lib Dems. Bringing the Tories into it is nonsense. I could be wrong, but I haven't heard any Tory MP or Brexit Party MEP shit-talking the voters of this country.
Having lived in Scotland I'm English, obviously by my accent. Having lived in Scotland longer than Nicola Sturgeon, the politics of Scotland are really quite different from England. I mean, they are enormously different because,
But on that note, guys, I am going to end the video there. Now, before I go, I've started doing live streams and uploading gaming content on my second channel. If you would like to come and join me for a live stream to chat in real time, have an interest in gaming related content on YouTube, or just want to follow me over there because you are a legend, the link will be down in the video description below and as a pinned comment. I hope to see you all there. Now as always, before I go, I want to thank our PayPal, Patreon, Subscribestar and YouTube members for supporting the channel, along with everyone who watches my videos. Remember to let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Leave a like, subscribe with the notification bell and share this video as it helps the channel a lot. And I will see you all in the next one.
There is a pattern consistent throughout history of oppressed people turning on the oppressors, slaves against their owners, the peasantry against the feudal barons, colonies, Mr. Verhofstadt, against their empires. And that is why Britain is leaving. And it doesn't matter which language you use, we are going and we are glad to be going. We're off.